गाइस, तो आज हमारे पुष्कर का प्रेजेंटेशन है। देखो, और अब देखते हैं कैसा होता है।
इतना बड़ा ग्रुप है लोग,
इतना बड़ा ग्रुप ले रहा है। अरे प्रिंस भाई आज जा रहा है वो, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता।
टोपी के सो गुड।
तो अभी ये देखो सारे लोग अलाइन हो गए हैं।
स्टार्ट होने वाला है।
नहीं होगा आज में नहीं होगा इनका।
मैं नहीं दिखाऊँ एक बार,
क्या करेगा? ले देख। हाँ हो गया।
अरे छोटे बड़े मत हो यार।
अरे ठीक है।
सबसे ज़्यादा काम किसने करा होगा, तुझे क्या लगता है?
क्यों मुँह खुलवा रहा है मेरा? चुप रहना।
दिख नहीं रहा, खड़ा हो जा।
दिख रहा है। इनका हो गया। अरे
बट आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग।
नहीं करेंगे आज में। अरे फिर से पहले पेज पे आ गए। कितना कट करूँ नीचे?
कट नहीं कर,
एक और कट। तो भाई स्टार्ट हो गया है।
Comparison between LI and FI technology. Based on, there is a comparison between LI-FI and the Wi-Fi. Okay.
So good afternoon everyone. I am Tanya Gupta, member of Group 5. Let me introduce you to the other members of our club: Vaishnavi, Atul, Shruti, Renku, Anushka and Pushkar. And today we all are present over here with our project title Futuristic Data Transfer with Wi-Fi Technology. We have been using internet on everyday basis. We send messages to our friends, we browse through internet, we stream videos, we use Instagram, right? So all this has been possible because we have Wi-Fi at homes, at colleges, at radio stations, and every other place you can think of, right? But is the speed of internet that we have right now, is it really enough? Is it really going to meet the demands of the coming future? So, 7.14 gigabits per second is the speed of data transfer that we can achieve by connecting our devices to the fastest Wi-Fi available, which is WiGig. So if I typically take the size of one movie to be 1 GB, I can download 7 movies within a second. But what if I tell you that there can be still a faster internet available, 100 gigabits per second? That means you will be able to download 100 movies within a second. And this is going to be possible with the new Wi-Fi technology. Wi-Fi sounds similar to Wi-Fi, right? Is there anyone who can tell me the full form of Wi-Fi? Yeah, right. So Wi-Fi is wireless fidelity. So Wi-Fi is light fidelity. It is a new technology of wireless communication between devices by making use of light instead of radio waves. And this is what is called as the visible light communication. This term, Wi-Fi, was first introduced by Professor Herald of University of Edinburgh during a 2011 TED Global Talk. So before we move forward to the architecture or the working of Wi-Fi model, let us question ourselves with why Wi-Fi? What is the problem with the current radio spectrum and why not other spectrum ranges? So there are basically three major problems. Capacity. Radio spectrum that we utilize right now has comparatively lesser bandwidth as compared to the other spectrum ranges. We all know that when a number of people start using a particular website, we face how visible light came into life. So in life and technology, we make use of light to transfer the data instead of using the radio spectrum. Now we'll move forward to the architecture of the Wi-Fi model, which will be explained by Vaishnavi Sen.
Hello everyone, myself Vaishnavi. So with the continuation of our presentation, let's understand the architecture of the system. So this is how a real life Wi-Fi model looks like. Before this, let's understand what's basically happening inside the circuit. So here we will be having some data as our input, which will be transferred through a transmitter in the form of light signals, which are further received by a receiver, which converts that into the data in the original form, and hence we get an output. So moving back to the previous slide, let's understand this. Suppose if we want to transfer some data or the information, so this information further transferred in the land driver circuit. So what is land driver circuit? Basically, a land driver circuit is an interface between our information and the light source, which converts the data in form of light signals. These converted light signals are further transferred to a light source, which can be an LED or a laser, etc. It can be anything. Now, these converted light signals are further transferred to a photodetector. A photodetector will receive the signals, the transmitted light signals, and convert it into the electrical signals. So these electrical signals are further sent to an amplification and a processing circuit, which processes the data and decode that into its digital form, and hence it will transmit to the server, which is our desired destination. So this is basically what is the working of a transmission and which I have already discussed. This is the working of a receiving end. So now let's design the circuit. So to design the circuit, the components which we require are at the transmission end we need an Arduino Nano and a light source, which we have used LED as our light source. At the receiving end we require Arduino Nano, a potentiometer, and a photoresistor. Here we have used LDR as a photoresistor and some of the auxiliary components like breadboard and jumper wires to design the circuit. So this is the complete circuit of a Wi-Fi model. Here is the transmitting end, here is the receiving end, and you can see how the light is transferred towards the LDR, and it will convert that information back into the original form. Zooming it out, let's see the connection of the transmitter circuit. We have seen like the Arduino is powered here, and we have connected the AC pin of the Arduino to a resistor. This resistor is further connected towards the anode end of the LED, and this further connected towards the ground pin. Now the connections of a receiver circuit are as follows. The AC pin of the Arduino is connected towards the potentiometer. Now this further connected towards the LDR, and the LDR is further powered towards the 5-volt supply. So this is the connection of the receiving end. Now I would like to call Atul to further explain the component section.
So my name is Atul Kumar and I will discuss the component used in the transmission end.
What is your name?
Atul. So this is the Arduino. What is Arduino? Arduino is basically a small computer which can control our electronic devices. So it consists of hardware which is open source and software in which we write our code. And this consists of Arduino board, microcontroller, Arduino IDE, input and output pins, and power supply. So microcontroller is basically the brain of the Arduino board because it takes the information from the sensor and then executes the code. And after implementing the code, it will produce a random output using transducers. Next is Arduino IDE. It is a software in which we write our code and compile it and upload it on the Arduino board. And then we have input and output pins. So Arduino consists of 6 analog pins and 14 digital pins. So in analog pins provides variable voltage. So we connect our content like sensors with these pins, and these are digital pins and it supposed to be only with high and low values. So we connect LEDs, buzzers, etc. with these pins. Power supply, we can either give power to the USB or to the symbol of the LED. So LED is basically a semiconductor device that converts electric energy into the light energy. So it emits the light. So LED emits light when the electric current passes through that. Basically, it works only forward bias. When forward bias pulses the light, then the electron holes decombines and produces the photon of light. Next is advantage of LED. Why we use LED? Because it requires very low voltage. For example, red bulb LED needs only 2 to 3 volt. Longer lifespan. LED has longer lifespan, so a longer lifespan than CFL, so we can LED, cost effective and energy efficient. Next part will be discussed by Shruti.
So at the transmission end, we have used potentiometer and LDR. So LDR's full form is light dependent resistor. So what it does, when light falls in, the resistance of the LDR will change. And what we are doing in Wi-Fi, we are giving light from the LED to the LDR, and depending on the light, its resistance will change, because at every point, as my message is going, the intensity of light is different. So as the intensity of light is different, the LDR resistance will change, and this will get modulated in analog signal, and then we will get the message transmitted. So in LDR, light will be falling on it. It depends on the principle of photoconduction. Photoconduction, the photons that are present in light that will fall on the LDR plate. LDR plate has some photoconducting material, as I have shown in this. Here, as you can see, it has a zigzag shape. This is cadmium sulfide. We can use cadmium chloride as well. Okay. So it has a zigzag shape because we have to increase the efficiency. We have to increase the power we are getting to it, because it will increase surface area. So it will increase the power it will get. So we are using LDR. It will receive the photons. Photons will excite the electrons in the conduction band, and when it will go in the conduction band, it will lead to current. And as current is transmitting to it, so resistance decreases. So as I have told you, the role of LDR in Wi-Fi. Okay. So in LDR, the advantages are that it is simpler.
Record can't see
And
that.
low power consumption is there. We can use it with low power and low complexity. Then we use potentiometer. Potentiometer also works on voltage division principle. So it is used because we want to control our sensitivity of LDR, because if we are using our Wi-Fi in normal conditions, so there can be various kinds of obstructions like sunlight or environmental lamps. So what we want is the message we are transmitting, only that is received by LDR. So that's why we use potentiometer, so that its sensitivity is adjusted so such that only LED's transmission light is received and decoded, and not it doesn't get obstructed by any other means. So potentiometer is used to increase its or to vary its sensitivity. So potentiometer, as we have used, it has a wiper, it has a terminals. There are 3 terminals. One is wiper, which is used to differ the resistance, and the other 2 terminals are connected to resistive trap. Okay. So as I have told you, potentiometer is used for adjusting the light intensity for transmission, or adjusting the data modulation we are using, and for light receiving sensitivity, for increasing or decreasing the sensitivity as per our need. So next will be explained by Krishna.
So hello everyone, I am Pushpa and I am going to explain the working principle behind our Wi-Fi model. So basically our Wi-Fi model can be explained by 4 steps. message encoding, write transmission, write detection, and message decoding. So first of all, we want to transfer our message from one end to another. That's why we want to convert our text message to, like we are using here, binary codes. So we are converting our text message to binary. So basically we know how to convert a number like 5, 6, 7 to binary numbers, but we don't know how to convert a text message or a letter to binary number. That's why we are assigning every letter a particular number. Here I am assigning, basically it's ASCII code that we all use, that we assign every letters, like H we are assigning number 72. So when we want to transfer the message H from one end to another end, we just send the message 72 from one end to another end, and after receiving the message 72, we know that we are receiving the message H. So that's why here H is assigned 72, ID is assigned 105. So one H is 72 is converted to a binary code, that is 0110 something like that. And when we transmit this data from one end to another end, we receive the signal and the receiving end. So here is the table. You can see that every number and every digit, every letter you are assigning a particular number. And when we want to transfer that particular number, we just send that particular number assigned to that letter. So that's why we are converting our text message, and that's how we are converting text messages to binary. Now write transmission. So basically you know that binary codes are in the series of zeros and ones. So here we are assigning 0 as write on and 1 as write, 0 as write off and 1 as write on. So when we have a series of numbers like 01, 01, 01 and we want to transmit this data from one end to another end, our Arduino does that, it converts that 01, 01 to write on, write off, write on, write off. And at the receiving end, we have an LDR that can detect that write on, write on, write on, write off, okay. Or it will tell us that the binary code that were transmitted from one end to another end was 01010. So that's how a message from one end is transmitted to another end. Now after getting that number at the receiving end, suppose we are getting 0101 something like that, but we are getting 72. So we conclude that we are getting the message H. Or when we get a number 105, we will conclude that we are getting a number 105, sorry, I. So that's why our high message is converted from one end to another, transmitted from one end to another. Here I am showing the actual demonstration of our project. Here you can see that. Actually, this is our message that we want to transform from one end to another end. This is typed at the receiving end, and this is the LED that is blinking. And at the here you can see that there is a LDR also, which is sensing that data and converting back to binary code. This is a screen recording of my laptop. Here you can see that I am changing the code. I am typing a message, welcome everyone. And after uploading that code to our Arduino board, here at the receiving end, we will get the data at the serial point. We will get some crash data. After that, you can see that we are getting the data that is transmitted from one end to another. That's how our code working principle is. So next, the application one will be screen.
Good afternoon everyone, myself Ripu Dukia, and I am going to explain the application and limitation of SciPy model. First we'll talk about the application part. So few of the applications of SciPy are underwater communication, aircraft communication, smart homes, IoTs, healthcare. Some of these we'll explain in next slide. How can we explain, how can we use SciPy in underwater communication? As we all know, light waves can travel more in underwater because light waves are less absorbent in water than the radio waves. So we can use SciPy in underwater communication. Second would be, how can we use SciPy as a smart home system? Like SciPy can be integrated into smart lighting systems. It allows the LED bulb to use also as a luminating source and also as an internet access point. Next will be that is most important part of SciPy. We can use in hospitals. As we all know, SciPy uses Life why isn't just shaping the future, it's illuminating it. That's all from our side. Thank you.
Very nice morning. So I have a question. You have used LED light, right? Yes, ma'am. So if I use some other light, whether it will work?
Yes, ma'am. Like we use laser for this purpose for long range communication, but the LDR was not able to, like, the intensity of laser was much higher than the LED one. That's why it gets burned out easily. That's why I'm not using it.
What are the other properties of laser as compared with normal light?
It is monochromatic basically. So, like the problem with these LEDs are that they have like this kind of conical illuminating source. In laser, it is monochromatic and it has a very directional property. So basically, in future aspects, it was explained by Anushka that they have utilized like how they are getting the signal from urban areas to the rural areas. So there they are not using LED lights; they are using laser.
Because there is one point which is very essential. If we use laser light, there is no loss of light while going toward the target direction. So it's like unidirectional and there will be no loss of light. That is another property. And you have used that. Did you write the software yourself or?
Yes, ma'am. We written the code. Like, it's not the software, we just written the code.
Yeah. Then what was the name of that?
I don't know.
So you write the code yourself?
Yes. We are taking some help from
We have taken some kind of reference also. But based on, because we wanted to use LED and because we are using Arduino, so we modified it as per our requirement. Because like right now the code that they have, it is very difficult to like analyze it because they are not using Arduino. They are using other kind of sophisticated microcontroller device.
I have one more question. The use of potentiometers. I am unable to understand because you are the one who mentioned, right? Sensitivity of the light and the other two things for that. Can you explain?
It is for increasing the sensitivity because हमारा जो LED है, LED की वजह से हम LDR को उसको ट्रांसमिशन दे रहे हैं. तो अगर ऐसा हो सकता है क्योंकि मैं यहाँ पर अपना LED की वजह से जो लाइट दे रही हूँ, उसका स्पेक्ट्रम ऐसा हो सकता है कि आसपास की जो लाइट्स हैं,
बेचारा अकेला है।
कोई डिस्टर्बेंस आ सकती है या मेरी इन्फॉर्मेशन में कोई ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन आ सकता है क्योंकि आसपास की जो सनलाइट है या फिर अगर मेरी रूम की लाइट है, उसकी वजह से भी इसमें ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन हो सकता है. उसकी इन्फॉर्मेशन जो मैं उसको प्रोवाइड कर रही हूँ उसके बीच में, उसके ट्रांसमिशन और रिसीविंग के चैनल के बीच में ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन आ सकता है. तो इसमें पोटेंशियोमीटर यूज करती हूँ जो उसकी सेंसिटिविटी इतनी रखे कि जो मेरी इतनी ज़्यादा ना हो उसकी सेंसिटिविटी कि आसपास की लाइट्स को भी कैच करके इन्फॉर्मेशन में डालती है.
So can you tell me the range of कितना में हम लोग
And this is a 10K potentiometer. So we have not actually measured how much potential that we are giving it. But like because it's a rotary potentiometer, so we rotated it and we could see that yes, now that we
Yeah,
have
so maybe light, if you are using light in the sense that you need to use rotary potentiometers. Linear to family. Okay, if anyone have questions?
Yes, ma'am. Which way?
जैसे आप कोड बना रहे हो एक इंग्लिश के
कौन है?
अलग उनके लिए तुमने नंबर असाइन कर दिया और कोई मैसेज के अंदर डिजिट्स में और साथ में अल्फाबेट में जैसे 72 भेजना है किसी को तो तुमने बोला एच भेजना तुम को डिफरेंशिएट कैसे करोगे?
ओके, तो बेसिकली अगर हमें 72 भेजना है तो हम 7 और 2 भेजते हैं, ना कि 72. तो हम 7 को अलग भेजते हैं और 2 को अलग भेजते हैं. तो 72 भेजना है तो हमें दो कोड लिखने पड़ेंगे, 7 का और 2 का. पर तुम्हें एच भेजना है तो हमें 72 का कोड लिखना.
और जो गैप्स है लेटर्स के बीच में वो कैसे
हमने स्पेस को भी एक नंबर असाइन किया होगा 32. अगर तुम्हारे पास गैप नहीं है तो तुम 32 भेजो. तो गैप अगर तुम्हें स्पेस चाहिए तो तुम 32 नंबर भेजो.
नहीं पड़ी होगी।
तो तुम्हें स्पेस मिलेगा. पर अगर तुम्हें कुछ नहीं भेजा तो सिर्फ 7 और 2 जाएंगे, उनके बीच में कोई नंबर नहीं है.
कि डाउट क्यों आ रहा है समझ नहीं आ रहा।
ठीक है ना, इसमें हम भी होता है छोटा बड़ा छोटी बड़ा. हां, स्मॉल और
There are aspects which are assigned for
पुष्कर को देखो, ये
Now next is Prince. Get ready with your. If you can do one thing, can you give me
अरे वैसे नीचे बता ना
project के साथ?
प्रिंस।
Just hold your project. हाथ में पकड़ लो.
पुष्कर अपना कंट्रीब्यूशन दिखाते हुए कि उसने कुछ नहीं किया।
Prince, you take out your PPT, use that laptop. You don't need to keep the laptop there. Huh? Whose laptop is that? Is it mine?
तो पुष्कर का कंट्रीब्यूशन अभी आता हुआ
चलो.
सारा सामान समेट के लेके आएगा।
So group numbers
रुक जाना है।